Simple. Danny goes to the movies, writes a review. You hear him on the podcast, now you know what he would do. Grab your popcorn and your soda or your healthier snacks. Enjoy the film and just relax. You don't have to do this all alone. Join our community and we'll talk about it, yo. I scream, you scream for movies, and that's what we be doing. I scream, you scream for movies, and that's what we be doing. I scream, you scream for movies, and that's what we be doing.
All right, everybody, welcome to I Screen, You Scream for Movies for Saturday, March 4th. F it's a raw feed. We are doing it live. I'm Danny, and I forgot to mention about this month because March is a great start. No, I'm excited for June more, which I can't wait till June hits, but for now, let's just talk about March real quick. March is exciting. It's an exciting month of the year that we're getting back-to-back blockbusters and sequels and franchises, etc., and this month is kicking hard to the fullest. We're now officially back in pre-COVID times, and we are going to see a lot of blockbusters, even for myself. So expect my episode to drop every week, and leading up to April, which I'm super excited about. Anyways, today we are going to be talking Creed 3, ladies and gentlemen. So I would be honest right now to talk about this, but I wasn't really a huge Creed or Rocky fan at all. In fact, Michael B. Jordan is a phenomenal actor, and all I gotta say is I was a huge fan since his TV show, Friday Night Lights. If you haven't seen that show, he's in season 4 through season 5. Check it out, and I'm sure he gave you a great performance. I love this character in the show. So, and realizing up to this future, he is in the Creed movies. So, like I said, I'm not a huge technical fan of the Rocky series. So, now what actually made me see this movie, it was the trailer. I thought the trailer really showed off what it's really about and who's in it besides Michael B. Jordan himself. And I can't wait to talk about another cast member who's actually new to this series, and he's this movie coming off from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Jonathan Majors. I so can't wait to talk about his performance. I'm so enthusiastic over this guy. He is already becoming a rising star, and I would not sleep on him at all. So this trailer actually, like I said, it showed great tension, great story, and the vibes. I actually just never cared about the Creed movies until this trailer popped like months ago. And actually, this was supposed to come out last year of November of 2022. But in that surprise, they pushed the movie on March 3rd. Died away. That was my birthday. And even though I honestly enjoyed the Batman last year, I still actually enjoy this movie, which surprisingly, I actually did watch the other Creed movies, which I'll go over in a bit. So, this was truly exciting to see on the big screen, and I got a lot to talk about Creed and how the filmmaking really worked with that person who is actually also the filmmaker and director of his first directorial debut. So, this film is directed by Michael B. Jordan himself. And wow, I'm like so shocked to see what he has capability of being a director. And I'm going to be honest, for what I've seen, being a director is never easy. But what Michael B. Jordan actually did was very serious, and his work on this movie was super serious. They shot this in last year and throughout till April, I believe, from January to April. And actually, this movie somehow really captured a lot of tension, drama, and emotion, which I'm praising about this right now. I thought this is like provocating greatly than the previous Creed movies. And I know this is a little harsh. No Sylvester Stallone. I know everybody loves him from the Rocky movies. And I was really expecting this will be a huge weakness to this movie, but as I really forgot about Sylvester Stallone, I thought this movie's story really fitted to me. I really thought that what happens next with Adonis Creed was really good, and Michael B. Jordan also happened to be directing this and story-wise, and the other two movies of Creed were directed, the first one by Ryan Coogler, one of the hottest filmmakers right now. And the second one was Stephen Campbell Jr., and I can't wait for Transformers Rise of the Beast to come out. And this film, I actually wanted to say that I did see the Creed movies, like I said, and at the moment before I saw this movie, the second one was my favorite. I thought the first one was really a huge step up to one of the spin-offs of Rockies, and Sylvester Stallone was in the previous two movies. And like I said, the third movie was astonishing, great by Michael B. Jordan, both performance and directing. I honestly think the third one is extremely my favorite. So, I gotta say, the way he made this movie, I can't wait to see what he does in future projects. He's probably gonna make, like, he did announce the fourth Creed is happening, but I'm very concerned what happens with the stalled franchise like that. I mean, the Rocky movies did end up being stale, some success, some mix like that. So, I'm just hoping to see how he can keep up directing these movies. And every time they get better, every time these movies appear like that, from the first to the third one, they just get better all of a sudden. But I think the third one really is my favorite, and it's just my opinion. Many of you guys may not agree that the third one is the best, but personally, I thought the third one was on knockout. I seriously wanted to say it was a truly knockout film. And let's just go over the cast. Like I said, Michael B. Jordan is not only the greatest part of also what he directed, but adding a character as a cast performance from Jonathan Majors, like I said, coming off from Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Jonathan Majors still got it outside the MCU. I loved his character. I love what the backstory was about Adonis and Damien. This was actually great, and I thought the story was really lined up great. The acts were on point. It actually gets even better and better as Damien becomes more like a selfish antagonist to his goal. His goal in this movie is to become a champion, and personally, he's got too personal with his goal, which stepped up Adonis to fight him. And actually, that was like a great way to showcase what this movie is about and how Adonis, and he retired in that movie as a boxer. He happens to be owning a training facility, and somehow from Damien's ego raised up, he decided to fight him. And this is like straightforward. I mean, I kind of expected it was predictable, but it gave us a thrilling fight. Now, I do want to mention this. While the fight scenes were also incredible, the climax one is actually the greatest part. The way what Michael B. Jordan done, he made the fight scenes, particularly the climax, and not only they shot this in IMAX cameras as the first ever sports drama movie, insane, but he made those fight scenes crazy good and anime styled. This is just wow. I didn't see this in IMAX, by the way. I just didn't care for it, but I'm sure people that did saw it in IMAX, I'm sure you had a good time. But I did see this movie in PLF in my area, so I'm actually happy about that. So, if you haven't seen this in IMAX, though, I totally recommend this. I'm sure people are going to be recommending this in IMAX, and I suggest this right now on the show. So, if you happen to be listening to this episode before watching Creed, go see this in IMAX. You'll be blown away. Or PLFs, doesn't matter. But IMAX is just where it's at for these movies that you're hype about. So, anyways, I also want to mention the other cast included too, which I'm glad one of the actresses coming back as the wife of Adonis Creed, Tessa Thompson. I thought she's great in this movie, emotionally great. Coming up from Thor: Love and Thunder, which is a terrible movie. I don't hate the actress particularly, but I thought she stand up pretty great. I honestly enjoyed a lot of that. And Adonis's mother also appeared in this movie. This part, all her scenes will also give you quite the emotion too. It won't spoil anything. It's a raw feed. And they do have one of the young actors playing as the young Damien. And actually, he's from the TV show called All American. His only appearance lasts till season 3, and I'm hoping he would come back. But I do like this character. Actually, Spencer Moore II is in this movie as the young Damien Anderson. I thought he also had a great performance, and actually this was pretty good. I actually like him too. Somehow I want him to see if he can be in other movies or something, or be back in All American. I do truly love that show, even no matter how stale it goes, but I also want to point this out literally about that. Anyways, the Creed movies, I do want to talk about the series about this. So again, I was never grown and fun to Creed. Especially it came out during my high school years. I just didn't have the enthusiasm to go see these movies. I do heard they're good, and I thought these movies, particularly the third one, were just great. And I'm actually just proud of myself for trying out these kind of sports dramas. And I'm never usually in these dramas like this on big screen, but a movie like Creed, I'm down because the third one provided everything I expected. Jonathan Majors, the fights, the directional debut, Michael B. Jordan, and I just loved Michael B. Jordan. I just like seeing him a lot. And Jonathan Majors, everybody just be on the lookout for this guy. He's just killing it. We'll get to see him, I'm sure, for now until Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. That's going to be in 2025, unfortunately, so we'll have to wait for like a few more years to go. Until then, he might be in other moving projects until then, but I personally love now actually liking the series, and I'm down to the fourth movie, whatever happens. And like I stated earlier, the fourth movie is happening. Just nowhere to be greenlit yet, so I just can't wait. And the Creed films ranking, I did stated that the third one's my favorite. The second one is my favorite on the second, and the first is number 3. And actually, I do want to mention, I wish Ryan Coogler could have. I don't know about Ryan Coogler. I mean, he's collabing well with Michael B. Jordan, especially in Black Panther in the sequel. Michael B. Jordan is actually in this part of the sequence of the sequel, Wakanda Forever. So I actually am surprised to see him in the movie. But he did at least wrote the story, and Sylvester Stallone did produce the movie, which is actually good. At least he's there in most of the credit like that, so that's awesome. But yeah, I personally have nothing else to say about Creed. I'm not a huge fan, but I thought this movie was an absolute knockout and a great way to kick off March blockbusters into high gear. And I literally just forgot to talk about this on my last episode of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which, by the way, if you haven't listened to that episode, what are you doing? Go check it out. Doesn't matter any platforms, also on YouTube. Support this episode. I had Ak and Malik. We had a great conversation about that movie, and we also talked about Jonathan Majors, so don't miss that if you happen to listen to this episode. So, March is going to be also going on, so the next movies I'm going to be seeing throughout, as a heads up, I got Scream 6, super excited to see that. I got Shazam, I don't know, I don't think I'm truly excited, but I'll just check it out anyways. John Wick Chapter 4, it's actually one of my top 10 anticipated flicks. I do have to watch the other John Wick movies, like seriously, before anyone just criticizes me. What the fuck am I doing? I'm going to watch the John Wick movies. And Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, that's also the following week. So I have a lot of movie going to do and so much podcasting to do. You guys will get a whole load of content. And then the following month, before going on my hiatus from movie going for a bit, as there's no other titles, the Super Mario Brothers movie will hit the following week after Dungeons and Dragons. And actually, it's coming out April 5th, early. I don't want to go on this too long, but it is my number 1 movie of the year. And the pregame hype episode about this Mario movie is coming up later this month. Don't want to miss it. I'm gonna have the same guests who were on my trailer reactions and another guest. So can't wait to do this and showcase you all how crazy I am for the Mario movie. So can't wait for you all to hear it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think that will conclude this episode. So thank you all for listening to this episode. Please follow and subscribe to this podcast. Doesn't matter which platforms. I have a YouTube channel now since January. Go show support, subscribe. If you're listening to this on YouTube, subscribe, like I said. Smash that like and leave a comment and tell me your thoughts about Creed 3. I just like to hear your thoughts, everybody, for those who are listening. And leave me a 5-star review on any podcast, particularly Apple. It's the one that mostly matters. Highly recommend that platform. Rate and review 5 stars on Apple. And Spotify, it does count as a rating review too, so no reviews have been shown, but if you guys do support and review on Spotify, that'd be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to follow my social media platforms. I have Twitter and TikTok, and by the way, my TikTok blew up with this movie review for Creed. If you're not even listening or wondering what's going on, please go ahead and follow my social media, mostly TikTok. Been getting a hell of views. And for those that are coming on to this episode and listening to this message, thank you for a huge amount of support on Creed. Cannot wait to keep doing this reviews and quick thoughts. And also Twitter, I'm going to be posting any updates and all, so stay tuned. Also about the episodes and the movie going, the thoughts. And don't forget to even email me at dscamalaj@gmail.com, where you can also share your thoughts on the Creed or in the YouTube comments. So let's not forget to support any shareable thoughts. So, and also, guys, like I stated, a lot of blockbusters coming up. I'm about to see the Scream 6 next week on Thursday. Super hype. And I will have a special guest who is a huge Scream fanatic. And I can't wait to talk about this movie, as well as the controversial thing that happened before the movie's release. So expect that episode to be big. Do enjoy the last Scream. And I'm definitely dropping this movie on my review. So don't forget that if you're listening and supporting my podcast. Don't miss out on Scream 6. You're going to love it. That will do it, ladies and gentlemen. I have nothing to conclude except for next time. I'll be screaming you all at I Screen, You Scream for movies. Nailed it.